It was juicy, cooked right, tender, and juicy.
So you want to see how this turkey tastes? Let me
see, if I was eating, I couldn't like that too.
She's trying to make her some fries.
all right.
For the show.
It's moist
Cass.
and flavorful.
Cass, what's wrong, babe?
Perfect turkey.
You
Y'all
crying?
should be having some of this.
Hey, and welcome to my new channel. For my first video, what we're going to do is we're going to brine the turkey. Now, you know it's holiday time and there's a lot of poor little turkeys being cooked in the oven. But we're going to do this brine today, and it's going to be such a juicy, moist, delicious turkey. So if you want to know how to brine your turkey, stay tuned.
I'm living my best life. Ain't going back and forth with you now. I'm living my best life.
Now, the first thing you're going to need is you're going to need one of those big orange thermoses that you could get from Home Depot. It actually says Home Depot on it. Next, you're going to need some carrots, fresh celery, fresh onions, and a little piece of lettuce. Actually, if you want to use some vegetables like lettuce and celery and stuff that's getting kind of old in your refrigerator, you can use that as well. You're going to need some fresh garlic, but I use the garlic in a jar with the liquid in it. And you're going to need some cinnamon sticks and some ground cumin. You're also going to need a big bag of ice. Let's get started. As you can see, I'm cutting my fresh vegetables up in a pot, and this is going to make a beautiful vegetable broth that you'll be using in your brine. And you'll see how this will flavor the turkey as though with natural herbs. And I'm cutting up some onion to add to that. You only need about 1/3 of an onion. I'm using fresh lettuce, but as I said, you could use whatever vegetables you have in your refrigerator. And I'm using this jarred garlic that comes in liquid, but again, you could use fresh garlic as well. I could smell all the vegetables already, and it hasn't even started cooking yet. And now these are the cinnamon sticks I'm going to use. You just plop one right into the pot. But I think this one may be a little too big, so I'm going to just get a smaller one. These cinnamon sticks really give the turkey a nice, it's a sweet flavor that you can't really taste the sweetness, but it kind of cuts any acidity. And now you just put this pot on the medium fire and you let it boil. And don't forget to add your cumin first. We're going to just shake about 2 pinches of cumin into the pot. I would say it's about 1/8 of a teaspoon. Now cover it with your lid and let this simmer for about an hour. Now we're ready to take our big thermos. And you could get this thermos from Home Depot. I don't know if they sell it anywhere else. Or you could use a big bowl or a big pot or whatever container you'd like to put your turkey in to brine. Now we're going to take our vegetable broth and pour it right into that thermos. Now you're going to need some brown sugar. You can use light or dark. And you're going to need some coarse kosher salt. You could also use honey in place of the brown sugar, but brown sugar is a little more economical. Now I'm just going to pour my brown sugar in. I'm going to pour about a half a cup of brown sugar into the vegetable broth. And then I'm going to take about a half a cup of kosher salt and pour that in as well. Get a big spoon and mix it and mix it and mix it until you think the salt and the sugar has dissolved for the most part. Smell that beautiful vegetable broth. And now I'm going to take my clean washed turkey and put it in, and make sure you put it in legs first with the breast up. Then I'm just going to fill the pot up with plain cold water and pour that in as well. Now you have to get your ice ready. We're going to put ice on top of this. Now you pour as much ice as you think could fit on top of this turkey. We don't need that big chunk right there, so just take that out. Now cover the thermos, and I just put this little plastic bag over it because it has to sit outside, and I want to make sure nothing gets in it. Now you just sit it outside for about 6 hours. Now you're also going to need an apple and an orange. And I also have 3 secret ingredients that I use on my turkey. You'll love it. Now these are the seasonings I'm using. I'm using Lori's seasoned salt. I'm using fresh ground pepper. I'm using garlic powder. I'm using some lemon pepper seasoning. I'm also using a little cumin. Oh no, that's turmeric. I'm sorry. Turmeric. And I'm using some olive oil. Now what you do is you get a bowl and you put your seasoning into the bowl. You could use a glove if you want to. I use a glove because I rub the seasoning directly onto the turkey. There's another thing you could use is bell seasoning, and it's a poultry seasoning. Now I ended up adding that at the end. I forgot to pull that out the closet because I was kind of tired. Now I used about 2 tablespoons of Lori's seasoned salt, and right here I'm using about a half a teaspoon of pepper. And we can't forget our garlic powder. That's about I would say a teaspoon and a half. And I'm using about a teaspoon of the lemon pepper. And I'm using about a half a teaspoon of the turmeric. And then I stir it. Now I take my apple and my orange and I just cut it into 4 pieces. Now you're going to take your turkey and put it in the pan breast side up. Yes, you take it just like that. You don't rinse off the brine or anything. Put it in the pan breast side up. Stick your finger into the under the skin by the breast so you can separate the skin from the actual breast. And that way you could assure that your turkey is perfectly seasoned inside and out, because you're going to stick some of that seasoning under that skin and rub it all over the breast. And when you taste it, believe me, you'll be happy you did it that way. Now this is where the glove comes in handy. I'm going to just pour this onto my hand, my gloved hand, and that's where I just stick it on between the skin and the breast, and I just massage it. Now that seasoning is going to just go all into the turkey breast. So everything from top to bottom on that turkey will be perfectly seasoned. And then I take some butter and I put some cubes of butter under the skin by the breast to keep it moist. With this method, you have to do less basting. And like I said, this is the most moist turkey you'll ever taste in your life. Now I'm going to rub some of this olive oil all over the turkey. You rub it on the top and you rub it on the bottom. And don't forget to get the leg area and the wing area. Don't you just love the way the legs and the wings taste? My favorite part of any poultry is the breast and the legs. What's yours? Comment below and tell me what your favorite part of the turkey is. Now, when you rub this olive oil on the turkey, I want you to pretend you're just putting lotion on your baby. Because when you cook with tender, loving care, that's when food comes out the best. That's right, baby. Rub it on there. Now we're going to start rubbing our seasoning all over. Make sure you get every crack and crevice. Get under that leg. Now it's time to put the orange and the apples in the cavity. So you just take 1/4 of the orange, put it in, and then stick 1/4 of apple in there. And then you place another orange in there. Don't squeeze it or anything. Just stick it on in there as it is. And then you put that last 1/4 of apple in there. Now we're going to take our smoked paprika, which is one of my secret ingredients, and we just lightly sprinkle that on there for color. But because it's smoked, you also get a nice smoky flavor on that turkey. Everyone just loves this turkey. I started brining my turkey maybe about, I would say about 18 years ago, and ever since, people who never used to like turkey, they love it now with this recipe. Now you take a little water and you just put some water around the pan. It could be about a cup of water. You could just use your discretion. And it's also according to how big your pan is and how big your turkey is. Because later on, you're going to use this to baste the turkey. And basting the turkey is just when you take the juices from the pan with a spoon or a baster and you just pour it over the turkey midway through cooking. Now, as you see, I'm just taking some aluminum foil and I'm covering the turkey with it. I'm going to cook this turkey for about 4 hours. And in the last hour, I take the foil off so the turkey can brown. Okay, so now it's time to put the turkey in the oven at 350 degrees. Depending on how hot your oven gets, you might put it on, I wouldn't say put it on 375, but you might have to lower it a little, like between 325 and 350.
Where he is stabbed, he collapses in the street.
It's very crispy. I thought my daughter was watching it, but she wasn't. It's gonna be good though.
Well, we've certainly answered one question. It is
Juicy. Cooked right. Tender. And juicy.
So you want to see how this turkey tastes? Let me
See, if I was eating, I couldn't like that too.
She's trying to make herself cry.
all right.
For the show.
It's moist
Cass.
and flavorful.
Cass, what's wrong, babe?
Perfect
That's
turkey.
You
Y'all
crying?
should be having some of this.